I have been getting a lot of comments lately to please update my Abomination guide, which is currently 3 years old. And a lot has been added to make killing the Abomination so much easier. So with that, let the guide begin. First off, you will need to have completed the Hero's Welcome quest. Now, optional items would be Dominion Mines, the Animate Dead spell, the normal Zuck cape, and Corruption Blast. Those 4 items are not needed, but it does help speed the kills significantly faster. For the Dominion Mines, you can actually head to the tower, right-click the Strange Face, go to Rewards, and scroll down to 400 bosses killed, along with fighting all the special matches. Each Dominion Mine does cost 1,000 coins, and you can right-click the claim button to buy however many that you would like. You'll be using pretty much about 100 mines an hour, so it's up to you if you want to do this, although it will greatly speed up the kills. And now, for the armor, I am using 2-piece Ganodermic, 2-piece Subjugation, and Carepax wrist wraps. These gloves are extremely good, and that is because after you use the Dragon Breath ability, when you use Combust, it will change it from a bleed over time to instant damage, along with a plus 25% increase to DPS. I am using dual wield just because the greater concentrated blast is pretty strong in my opinion. Now for the ring, I'm not sure if the Lucadorf works on the Abomination or not, even though it does say on the wiki it does work, but after a couple hours of testing it, I was unlucky enough that it did not proc one, so I'm not sure if the Chandler's Ring would be better just for your channel abilities to do a little bit extra damage. As for the inventory, I have a Spray and Cleaner, the Dominion Mines, Magic Notepaper, Overloads, 3 Sharks as an emergency, and I have a Super Restore Potion. And of course those 3 pouches are for the Animate Dead spell and Shadow Rush. It does also help to have an Excalibur and an Ancient Elven Ritual Shard so that you use a little less prayer. If not, you could always stick with the Penance or Vampirism Aura to use less prayer and less food. As for my Revolution bar, I have Omni Power, Dragon Breath, Combust, Corruption Blast, Wild Magic, Sacrifice, Chain, and Asphyxiate. I did forget to add both Anticipate and Freedom outside of the Revolution bar so that you can manually click that, or if you do have that key binded, you'll want to use that instead. If you do have 99 Dungeoneering, that means you do have access to the Dungeoneering cape, in which case, if you right click activate it, you can hit option 1 and then hit option 6 for the Brimhaven Metal Dragon Dungeon. Or if you do have a metallic dragon trinket, you could also teleport to the Steel Dragons. Or if you have a black demon mask, you could teleport as they are just north. But anyway, once you are here, or even Brimhaven Dungeon, although you will have to do a pretty long run because it's at the end of the dungeon, in which case that might take a good minute or so. Now once you're here, you'll want to go south. And this boss has 2 drops, and then it'll be on screen right now, and that'll be the Dragon Full Helmet and the Abomination Cape. This cape is extremely rare, and this is pretty much the 2 items you'll be focusing to get from the Abomination, although the cape itself is not a collection log, so if you want, there is another method you could do for the Dragon Full Helmet for the Ultimate Slayer Collection log title. Now, there is actually a better way of getting the Dragon Full Helmet, and that would be by using mechanized chinchompas at the Adamant Dragon dungeon located in Brimhaven. And this makes it very AFK compared to doing the Abomination, in which case you have to pay full attention for that. So it depends if you want the Dragon Full Helm from pretty much 11-hour rate from the Abomination, or to AFK this at the Adamant Dragons, which has a drop rate out of 1 out of 16,384. Now, right when you start the fight, you'll want to go by the little pond right here and place 2 Dominion Mines. 2 of them together will deal 20,000 free damage. Afterwards, you will see a little fireball somewhere on your screen. It will land. Afterwards, that fire will stay in that one spot. If you start running away from it, the fire will actually follow you, so you want to make sure that it does land right there. And then right here, you do get a chat box in the middle of your screen that the Abomination is charging a slam. For this ability, you'll want to either freedom and pray melee, or simply move out of the way to avoid that hit. And he can stack the mechanics on top of each other, as you saw right there, in which case he did the fireball and the Great Slam ability. Welcome back, and time to finally kill the boss. So enter the tunnel. Once the area loads, you will need to click on this huge Bainite ore and you'll want to refight. But what I like to do is always have the camera facing south and use the animate dead spell before. You can soul split, activate Penance Aura for unlimited prayer, or Vampirism Aura, and of course drink your overloads if you do want. Click on the Bainite, start, and remember, once the fight does start, you want to run just south, right here-ish, place 2 mines, and then just target the Abomination. And let your Revolution Bar do all of the work. Although remember, again, if it does have that slam attack ability, you will need to either surge or move out of the way, and the same thing goes for that fire. And then just go back to attacking the boss. Right here, once it's dead, you can still actually get damaged by the mechanics, so you will need to move out. After he is despawned, then you can start stepping on the mechanics. Afterwards, right click the huge gate, quick exit, Excalibur, wait for the game to load, and then just hit the rock fire again. Now, because usually it takes me about 45 seconds, but my fastest kill was 23 seconds, in which case the Dominion Mine does have a minute cooldown, so usually every other kill it may have a little timer, so you just have to get used to that. Although I mean, it greatly speeds up the kill, as you saw right there. And then right, he's pretty much already dead. And then this is what I was talking about earlier. When he does stun you, you will need to use the freedom ability. And then voila, that is pretty much the Abomination fight. He drops a lot of dragon longswords, offhands, the skirts, and the plate legs, in which case that is what the magic note paper is for. And then usually using this method, you could probably get about 120 kills an hour, but that does depend on your critical hits and stuff, and also if your Dominion mines every other kill, because I mean they deal a nice free 20,000 damage. And with that, thank you all so much for watching this remake of my Abomination guide, as the previous one was 3 years old. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, as it really does help.